And now, from the man who can eat the most pecan rolls, it's snack time!
As a young child, I was innocent to the ways of the world. I was innocent to all the debauchery and crime and deceit. I was the son of Sue Crummett, Susan Lynn Crummett, daughter of Vivian Deadwiley, who begat Susan Crummett, who begat me, a young, clean-cut, Richie Rich-esque youth minister. Oh, I was the twinkle in my parents' eye. But all that changed. That all changed when I started hanging out with my two cousins, Nigger White Opie and Nigger White James. I know for the new viewers out there, Terry, how dare you be prejudiced? I'm not prejudiced. They are called Nigger White Opie and Nigger White James by the go-go band who they bodyguarded, the Junkyard Band. And they affectionately refer to my two cousins, both who wear the white beater, white tank tops, both of them who shave their head. And then one weekend they had the idea, "Hey, Terry," said cousin James, who talks kind of like that. "Hey, Terry, I've got a good money-making idea. Hey, Charlie, you in?" And Charlie's like, "Yeah, I'm down with that. I'm in." And I was like, "Guys, what are we talking about?" You know, I was kind of the geek. I was the nerd of the crew. There's nothing shameful about being a nerd, people. Nothing. And I was the nerd of the crew. And I was like, "What are you guys talking about?" And James was like, "Hey, let's open our very own casino." I'm like, "Casino? That's illegal. That's just like Atlantic City. That's like Grandma. That is gambling. No, I'll take no part." He goes, I'll let you have 30% of the money. I said, "I'm in." So that's right, people. When Aunt Lauren was away at work, the same Aunt Lauren at whose house we watched our first porno movie, Wicked Sensations, we opened our first illegal casino. It was mischievous. It was wrongful, and we made money hand over fist for 2 days. I know what you're saying. 2 days, Snackboy. But why didn't you all at such a young age have business savvy? No, we didn't. We were busted, but before we were busted, we did it in style. Now, Charlie and James considered me the brains of the operation, so I got to wear the blue Monopoly hat. I got to have the armband around my white, puffy, Farrell's-esque shirt. I was like the banker from Monopoly, people. I looked the part from head to toe. I was all shady, mobster, criminal boy, and it felt so good. It felt so rebellious. I felt naughty. I felt dirty. I was going to make some money, and I was going to give 10% to the church because that's the kind of guy I was. So anyway, there we were, and the other neighborhood kids came over, and they were like, "We want to play in your casino." So we did it in the basement. The only light streaming through was the light from the little windows, you know, the little half windows up in the basement. And of course, James was the dealer, and Charlie would stand like the bodyguard against the door and not let the kids who lost their money escape. No, they had to pay up in our casino. We may have been kids, but we were deadly serious. Oh yes, deadly serious. You even had to have a password to come in. And of course, the password was Punky Brewster. So if the kids didn't say Punky Brewster, they couldn't play. It was very exclusive. So then, just as we were making money, the kids the second day came back and they didn't have money to pay up. We were like, "You owe us $30, man. You owe us $30. 30 thrashing bucks." I know, Snackboy thrashing went out of style. This is when skateboarders were in style. "You owe us 30 bitchin' bucks, dude, and you better pay up." So they would have to go to their mothers and steal money from their purses and take their ice cream money and use it for illegal gambling purposes. And then, when they couldn't pay up, we would sit on them, we would put our knee in their back, and we would beat them black and blue, or at least slap them around a little, and we'd scare them, and James would stand over and go, "You better pay up our money, or I'm going to steal your Vanilla Ice and your Beastie Boys and your New Kids on the Block albums. I'm going to come after you. I'm going to come after you, yo. And I'm not psyching you neither." So they would steal the money and they'd pay up until one day, as we were making so much money, we couldn't even buy enough comic books, people. We were becoming slowly but surely rich. On the third day or the second day, whenever we were busted, that's right, Mrs. Longnecker, the scariest mother in the neighborhood, burst through the doorway and she said, "What's going on? Where's my money? You stole my money, Ralphie." And that's right, we all kids were running. James goes, "It's a bust, it's a bust." And I went, "No, it's a bust." And kids were running out the back door, and they were running up into the kitchen, and they were trying to crawl through the windows. With one arm, she would grab one kid trying to crawl out. With the other arm, she'd grab another. She burst their heads together. Oh, there was violence that day, and the casino shut down for good.